All right. Hey YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back for another video. Today I got a good one for you guys, something a little different. Not an unboxing, but I wanted to do a comparison between the CGC and the CBCS, and not just two books, same books, like the Wolverine Limited Series #1, but I have more credibility. We got two to compare. So, it's a never-ending debate between CGC and CBCS, and I understand that everyone's gonna say, well, the books aren't the same, the graders aren't the same, the day's not the same. This is very small sample size of 4. Is it really the ultimate comparison between CGC versus CBCS? You know what? Maybe not. This is kind of my opinion and what I've kind of found from my experience. I do, honestly, I have sent through CBCS and I send more through CGC because I collect mostly Signature Series books. And in my opinion, they have a better platform or like roster of signature series people that get signed. Like, I've yet to see Chris Claremont sign for CBCS, and if they did, I'd consider it. The other thing also is with CGC, these guys are just valued a little bit higher. I do feel like CGC has the market in like the golden, the silver, and even bronze age books, and then CBCS, they kind of I would imagine that they're trying to do more like the modern books, and like value wise, CGC are worth a bit more than CBCS, but a book is a book. A slab is a slab. In my opinion, I think I speak on a lot of people's behalf. The CBCS ones are actually better, like stiffer, stronger, no Newton rings. The books don't slide around inside the CBCS. The CGC, quite often, let's see this one here. Oh, this one's done pretty well. But quite often that the book inside the sleeve will slide around inside the plastic slab. So that really bothers me because I think a lot of them start to get damaged near the staple points. But CBCS does an amazing job. No different from like their cards, like BGS. They don't slide around, where like PSA, CGC, their cards, trading cards that is, they slide around a lot. In my opinion, this is unscripted. I probably should have made some notes before coming in, but in spirit of keeping it casual here, probably going to miss a lot of things. But in my opinion, CBCS does a much better job than CGC from grading, from consistency. The fact that I'm in Canada, the fact that they can ship to Canada, although I think CGC is starting to do that. The fact that they have this quick QR code that you can scan. I know CGC is now starting to do that. The fact that CBCS recognizes a newsstand. See this? It's not focusing, but you can see that. Newsstand. CGC has started to include newsstand. Like, these are older slabs. Starting to include that on there. But I don't think they put it on the top. And the thing with CGC is they don't put the newsstand on the census. It's much like a white pages. So there's definitely a lot of differences between the two companies. I do believe CBCS is the better grading company. Is CGC better in other certain things? Yeah, I think their Signature Series program is better. But anyhow, I'm kind of rambling on here. Main point of this video is I wanted to get into what we're most concerned about is like grading. And in my opinion, CBCS is much more consistent than CGC. And CGC talks about, and I've had email exchanges with their support team, which are absolutely useless. They'll say that their graders are very professional and very consistent. They're not consistent at all. Professional, maybe, I don't know. But they are not consistent at all. And why I say that, and I think this is a very low-hanging fruit, and then we'll get into the books, guys. Last topic. I think it's a very low-hanging fruit for CGC to do, and they just don't do this, is that I do this frequently, is I'll send in a 9.8 blue for signing. And I know everyone says, like, don't do that. It's already 9.8. You risk having a grade drop, and there's all these disclosures. Yes, I understand that. In my opinion, I can buy a raw and send it in, or I can buy something that CGC has said, this is a 9.8 graded book. So the fact that I'm sending in something that's certified by themselves that it's a 9.8 for signing, I would hope and assume that it would come back as a 9.8. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but hear me out. If, in my opinion, if a book goes in 9.8 blue and it's not damaged through the cracking process, it's not damaged through the signing process by the creator or the handler, it's not damaged by the grader, it's not damaged by the presser, and it's not damaged by the last slabber, then well, maybe the last grading part is not relevant because it's already graded by then. The slabber is not important. But if there's no damage through those four, and that's why I say, yeah, CG, they're decently professional. If there's no damage through that process, then the book should maintain a 9.8 SS, in my opinion. And I don't think it's that difficult. And what they've told me is they keep this label with the book the whole time. And I don't think that's true. If I were CGC, I would get a 9.8 blue, keep the label with the book for the whole duration, go through the process of signing, do our best to take care of it. And then during the grading, I would give this to the grader. And the grader would start with this 9.8 and then grade down from there. And what they're grading for is they're saying, look, I respect another CGC grader's opinion. And then if there are new damages because of handling or whatever, then grade it down. But if there's no damages, then they should not be downgrading the grade. And things they can do is just take a picture of it or scan it also when they receive it. So I always take very high detail photos. I take all the corners, I take all the edges, I take a front face, and I do the back as well. It's a bit overkill. I understand it's a sweatshop there, so they don't have time or money to do that for that $120, $70 that they charge, whatever. But it's such a low hanging fruit for them to really have their reputation as consistency, and they don't do that at all. And that really bothers me. And I've had instances where I've sent in 9.8 blues because, I trust that they're professionally graded and they've said that this is a 9.8. I send it in. It comes back signed as a 9.6. I've even had a 9.4. The book looks identically the same from my pictures, my detail photos. And I've emailed them and asked them that. And they just give me some kind of rubbish, just politically correct, don't sue me, bro response. No, you signed the disclaimer. We can't control this. We can't control. I'm yeah, but the book looks the same. And I've also had instances where I've sent in a 9.8, got it back as a 9.6, and I've taken photos of it and I printed the picture and I sent it back there for a regrade. Same thing, came at 9.6. That was kind of an experiment that I did. I have another video about that. It was just a waste of money. One of them did come back 9.8 because I thought that was a 10. It was definitely graded by accident. Further concluding, CGC is just so inconsistent. And there was a recent video by Mint Comic Hunter, one of the YouTubers, and he was saying that he had a call with CGC and they talked about what CGC is doing to sort of up their game and focus on customer success, and bravo to them. And there's the gentleman, the YouTuber, is saying, I trust CGC that they're going to do their best to increase consistency. I don't trust CGC at this point. It'll take time, and hopefully they'll get there. But small things like this, I wish they would listen. I wish they would actually respect their own grader's grade. If something has come to the door as 9.8, then they should respect that previous grade and grade it accordingly from that grade downwards. And I don't think they do that. Now, if it's a 9.8, sorry, a raw that went in 9.6, and then I send it back, and then it's a 9.4, and then it's 9.6, it's a 9.8. No one has record of that because they can't prove that it was like that before, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to what my thought is here, and I do believe that's a low-hanging fruit that I wish CGC would actually do, because it would really increase their credibility as a company in the grading aspect. Anyways, going back to it, so main point of today's video is we want to compare, does CGC grade more consistently than CBCS? And this isn't a science, this is kind of an art, but like what I want to do is just, I'll show you guys the details. We'll look at these together, we'll compare them, and then we will try to draw a conclusion here. My hypothesis is that CBCS is 9/8. I know this is an off-white to white, that's a white, but my hypothesis is that these books will be graded better than these ones. Is that consistent? I don't know. But in my opinion, like, the more flaws there are, there's more inconsistencies. The variation of that grade is higher. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into this. So, starting off here, pretty sharp corner. I mean, if this was cards, I would say this, like, the edges are not perfect. There is like some dirt / ink rub from another book. Yeah, it doesn't look like it'd be from this area. Sorry, it'd be it'd be from this area on another book, but I don't think it's that. So there's number 1. Now, I don't know, does CGC really consider that as a defect? I'm not sure. So this corner is definitely bent. And I do feel if I sent this back in nowadays to CGC for signing or even regrading, they would knock this down because of that to a 9/6. Essentially, like, 10 is the new 9/8. Very sharp corner. And this space here. Well, here, I'll turn it around. I have a monitor here. This is my work desk. So this is production. So here we go. Number 2. The bottom of Wolverine skeleton. This is a manufacturer, and a lot of them have that. So good on the grader that did this at CGC. That corner is really rough. Sorry, actually it's not that bad. It's the coloring that makes it look bad, but it's definitely soft. No spine ticks. Okay, let's quickly look at the back. I generally don't spend as much time on the back. Oh, look at that corner. That is smashed pretty badly. Definitely a contender for a 9/6 in this day and age. If I send this to CBCS, I have a feeling that I would get a 9/6 off that. That corner is actually not that bad after all. This is printed quite bad cut quite bad, I guess, by Marvel Comics. This is like, that's probably production, but that kind of sucks. This corner. Oh, I thought CGC gave me a piece of hair, but no, it's my own. Nice, look at that sharp corner. Okay, so that's that. So 2 things, one here, one down here. Excuse me. Next here, yeah, that corner is pretty rough. I would think CBCS would knock that down. This is a very interesting, not a sharp corner, it's like super too sharp. Kind of ticked upwards. Oh no, what's going on here? Yeah, this corner is like eaten at. And then there's a little bit of fluff on the second and third, the inner book pages. So here Wolverine's glove does not have that cut. I have a suspicion it's when because this is like, it has a little bit more on the book. I don't know what the right wording is, but it was cut too late, I guess, the sizing. Maybe that's why the machine does that. But this one was cut before that, so it didn't have that thing on the glove. There's a ding there, so there's one. So this one, ooh, that corner is pretty bad. The top corner was bad. There's a hit there. There's that. Very dirty here. Looks like some oil smudge there. So yeah, so a few spots here or there. That was bad. The back. This one oddly did not have that. And here's the interesting thing. These two were graded pretty close to each other, 88013, 017. What I should do, I'm going to look this up. I want to see if the books in between, I'm going to type in those numbers in the CGC census and see what grades those got. The corner is not perfect. Not bad. And that corner is quite rough. So, yeah, you can listen here. I'm going to shake this and stop talking, but you hear that? I hate to do that to the book, but listen to this one. That one's in there snug. And so, like, I guess the bottom book is a little bit larger. So maybe that's why? I'm not sure, but okay, moving on. CBCS time. Actually, hold on. I'm going to look up these numbers. So I want to see, just for science, 40. Sign on to my computer here. Just gonna pause for a second. Okay, so interestingly enough, so this is 407198813. 014 was a 96 white pages, graded June 3rd. So I think same day as this one. Yep. Let's see. 15 was a 96. 16 was a 98. Ooh, interesting. So, and then 17, which is this one, we know this is a 98. 18. 18 is also a 98. Oh, yeah. So we don't know if those were newsstands or not. Yeah. So, anyways, so plus or minus, I guess a bunch of these were sent together. I'm not sure if they were newsstands or not because CGC did not record them if they were newsstand or not. Very annoying. It is a very different book and very rare. So I'm glad that they're finally catching on to the good things that CBS is doing. And I like one thing, just another. I do not understand why they still have Newton rings. It's like, just get rid of them. Like, make new plastic cases. I don't understand. If CBS can do it, why can't CGC do it? That I do not understand. They probably bought a whole bunch of the old plastic slabs or something like that. I don't know, or the inner sleeves. Okay, coming back to this. Oh, so wow, look at that. So look at that corner. Ooh, that is very not sharp. That is a very blunted corner. And I mean, like, in some sense, we have to also keep in mind, like, these were actually placed on newsstands, like stands that you'd spin around at the petrol station or gas station. So they were definitely abused and they were read and picked up and then placed on sort of things. So I'm not surprised. Well, this one's cut kind of not great. Yeah, CBCS's cases are just so clear. And there's a bit of, like, the edge there is not perfect. Corner. It's not the sharpest, but in a modern that'd probably get a 9.6. Interesting. There's this rainbow here. I do not see that here, here, or here. Huh. That's kind of neat. And so no rip here in the glove. It's not perfect. Corner. Not bad. I would pass that as a 9.8. Absolutely no spine ticks. Beautiful. Flip to the back. Let's see overall here. Nothing else that I missed. Let's take a look at the back. Free dust in there that they've encapsulated for me. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Having a closer look at this, look at the inner well. It kind of peaks up at the corner here. Oh, I guess theirs does that as well to a certain extent. That's not the one that moves. It's like, would you rather have your comic that moves or would you have Newton rings? Anyways, lucky for that one, there's no movement or no Newton rings. It's quite a bit of wraparound. So centering is off. Oh, look at that corner. That corner is rough. That corner is super rough. Holy smoke. You know, it looks fine from the front. But from the back, gosh. Corner looks good. Yeah. So honestly, overall, like, gosh, rough corner. This corner has been smushed. Just want to catch it. See that? So yeah, honestly, this CBCS 9.8, not a 10. I'll say that much. There's definitely some defects on that, and yeah, maybe without those it'd be a 9.9. Okay, and the other one 9.8 as well. Oh, is that a spine tick? It's a color break. It looks like color's missing, but no spine tick. That corner is really rough. The corner is soft. It's not super sharp, but it's not bad. It's good. A little bit of nick there. No sort of cut on the glove. No issues there. That corner has been definitely placed in a newsstand for a while, you can see. No spine ticks, absolutely beautiful. in the back. Yeah, that's that top corner that's quite roughed up. Kind of a dent, a nail dent in there, like a fingernail, I mean. Looks like it. That can probably be pressed out. Or it's probably a staple indent. That can be pressed out. Of course, CCS's press will not press that out because a lot of times I think they just take that $20 and they don't actually do a press. That corner is not perfect at all. That corner looks great. And overall, I can see why... I can sort of see why they graded off-white white. What happens is usually the outside will be a little bit more brown than the inside. You can see like a color change. And these ones are just pure white. So I've definitely submitted off-white white CBCSs to CGs and came back white. So again, inconsistencies. So anyways, gosh, what's the conclusion? I don't even know. Whoa, drop my headphones. What's the conclusion? Oh, yeah. Can we draw a reasonable conclusion here? What do you guys think? What's your opinion? Do you think... Let's do this, maybe this for a cover photo. How's that look? What do you guys think? What's your opinion? You know, both books definitely had their injuries, let's just say. And yeah, actually, but honestly speaking, decently consistent, the two companies on this. I was actually, my hypothesis was that these ones would be a lot better than the CGC. But actually, after taking a deep look, I'm not overly sold that these are graded better. Now, that doesn't mean consistency is a different thing. I think truthfully speaking, I think if I sent these to like the old CGC, not the new CGC where 9.8 is a 10, or the 10 is a new 9.8. If I sent these back to the CGC, I would be confident they'd come back as a 9.8. Nowadays, I think even these ones, if I sent to CGC and these ones, there's a chance that they would randomly just give me a 9.6. It'd probably be like 9.8, 9.6, 9.6, 9.8, just for funsies. I sometimes, maybe conspiracy theory in mind, but they think, I think like they use signature series as a good opportunity to like knock grades down, to reduce the census count, because after that, if we submit to someone else, then it becomes a green label. Sorry, I mean, if we crack and reslab it, so if we crack and resend it, it becomes a green label, or else we can send it to CBCS to do the verified. So, yeah, that's about it. I mean, I definitely would challenge CGC if they... I challenge their quote-unquote consistency theory, and I would risk these books to challenge them if they truly are saying they're consistent. And if I sent these into like a Chris Claremont signing and they came back exactly with those same detailed defects that we saw, nothing new, and I challenged them to see if they would hold that grade. Of course, I'm probably not going to do that because it's not worth the risk, because I don't think that they will do that, take me up on that challenge. They would just tell me to send it, and then I don't think they would go out of their way to purposely damage the book. It might accidentally damage. You know, I've had books come with tears here and like tears here. Not too frequently, but it has happened. Anyways, so that's about it, guys. If you've gone this far listening to you rambling on, I hope this has been helpful to sort of like take a look. I thought it'd be good data to share with the community, the comic book collecting community here, because I had 2 CBCSs and 2 CGCs in the Wolverine #1. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of in-depth look at, I'll do something like that for the cover. It's kind of neat too. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this in-depth look at the differences between CBCS and CGC. I'd love to hear your comments if you guys care about the slabs, or if you guys prefer CGC, if you're like team CBCS. I know it's always a contentious topic, and there's always the CGC fanboys and the CBCS fanboys. I am neutral. I like them both. I definitely have more CGCs over CBCSs, but that's because of their signature series is undoubtedly a better program. They just have a bigger roster. So let me know what you guys think, and if you're still around here, again, thank you again. Please subscribe, and if you are subscribed already, I appreciate it. You guys kick ass and rock. Let me know what other kind of videos you guys want to see. Love to hear and see your comments below. Yeah, we'll go from there. And hopefully we can get CGC to view this too. Haha, that'd be awesome. Anyhow, thanks everyone. Signing out. Enjoy. Have a great one.